Boonchu Rules MMA. Anthony Wilson, happy birthday. Let's see if Malcolm Travis has any presents for you.
Excellent head movement.
That's an advantage that Wilson has when he's fighting these bigger guys. Is I think he's a natural 185er, and he's quick.
Nice
counter
right.
Counter right.
Excellent stand-up from Anthony Wilson.
Look at how well Malcolm Travis is moving, too, for another big guy. Here they are. Happy birthday, Anthony. Oh, nice body kick.
Big body kick from Wilson.
Didn't seem to bother Travis much.
These guys are throwing heavy leather.
Listen, look at this pace at 205.
Well, it's clear both guys are comfortable standing. You know, Anthony Wilson's a very impressive guard. He's got a very impressive ability to check and counter. And if he can keep that up, it could be a long night for Travis.
Oh,
look at that.
Big left hand. Wow.
And talk about springing right back up. You ever see anybody get up faster than Malcolm Travis just did?
There it is, the check with the counter left.
Yes. Because Travis tends to let his hands get a little bit wide when he's throwing those kicks. See if Wilson can't take advantage.
Wilson heard you, Charles, and threw a big right.
Is Wilson's type of fight, too. This is what he likes. He likes first-round pressure.
Big shot to the body landed there. He's taking a lot of punishment.
But Travis hanging in tough, and look at that left hook.
Coach yelling for Anthony Wilson to be a little more patient. Looks like we got some ketchup flying at us over here.
Yeah, little fight juice.
That's Father Time, Tony Horn in Anthony Wilson's corner. He's got a fight coming up. I think he said January.
If you looked over a second ago, you saw me with my fight sheet here like an umbrella. I can't tell.
I think I got off scot-free. It's probably on the monitor.
Who got opened up?
Malcolm Travis is the one bleeding, but right now he's doing his best to keep the fight on the cage because that's where there's the least amount of room for Anthony Wilson.
And that was a low blow. Saw it go right in, unintentional, but still doesn't matter. Still hurts.
Though it does look like Anthony Wilson's got some sort of scrape up on his head on the right side. I'm sorry, the left side. It could just be, you know, from the clinch work. You know, two faces grinding together. It could easily be that, but. You know, both guys are throwing with bad intentions. Travis is having a lot more luck, though, when he forces it to be an ugly fight up against the cage, a lot of pressure. When he's dancing around and moving or his back is to cage, Anthony Wilson is really able to land those hard shots.
Yeah.
Naturally smaller, faster. And, you know, not to make light of it, but the blood work that is now required by the state of Virginia. First of all, it makes us feel better when it happens to hit our broadcast. But also, I think it keeps serious fighters in the game. And the guys who are just kind of maybe watch it on TV and go, I could do that, keeps them out of the game. I'm all for it.
Wow. These two guys came to fight tonight, fellas.
Really good movement by Wilson. Travis is going for it, though.
And these are 3 5-minute rounds.
Wilson complaining that he took another low blow. Sean Spath, the referee, did not see it. I didn't see it either.
Look at the defense out of Wilson and the pressure by Travis.
He's eating some big shots there, though. He's leaving his head up, and even though he's throwing a lot of volume, he's getting caught with hard shots.
But like you said, Charles, this is where Travis makes hay, is right up against that cage.
Ooh.
Circled out.
So one thing that Wilson is not doing, he is not throwing any combos. No. He is looking for that home run knockout punch.
Home run swing, home run swing, home run swing.
Well, you know, he's forcing Travis to play his game until this happens, when he's back against the cage. And that's the only spot we've really seen Travis have the advantage. But with these Boonchu Cup rules, you know, he has to constantly re-engage to get that and make that happen. And he's taking shots on the way in.
Malcolm Travis sprung a small leak, it looks like, somewhere on his face. Hard to tell where.
Well, there's a couple different spots.
Yeah.
Might be opened up under his left eye.
That's exactly what I think.
But he's definitely bleeding out both sides of his nose.
Beautiful left hook, uppercut, and circle out from Anthony Davis. And now he needs to be able to walk him and keep Travis's back against the cage so that it cannot happen to him. Keep the range, cover the distance, but don't let him take the center of the cage where he could walk you backwards. And that's what Travis does. He walks him backwards and goes to push him up against the cage.
Nice job by Wilson there, circling out. It's a big body kick.
Ooh.
Same spot.
Another hard left landed. Good slip.
Like how you think, Chris?
Covering up. I've done this a couple times.
Happens. Contact sport.
That is why I do not wear a white dress shirt anymore. Big knees there from Malcolm Travis.
Wilson, big, huge knees. Beautiful job by Travis as Wilson tries to work inside.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take for the ref to separate him on that one.
Well, he was pretty active in there, but, you know, his it was a good block there. You know, Travis's left eye is cut up and swelling very quickly. You know, it looks like it's starting to affect his vision.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty. I didn't even recognize that, Charles. Good call.
You know, and when you are exerting that much energy in a physical motion, dragging him down, throwing the knees, using the clinch, it requires a lot more energy than Davis, who's moving, hands up, countering with punches.
Yeah.
He's picking his shots a lot better. The only success Travis had, which was significant, was up against the cage in that kind of brawl, barn burner style.
Well, what we saw when that last little flurry there was Anthony Wilson. Every time Malcolm Travis would throw something, in between, Anthony fired back. And he found some good success with those body shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Living up to being the main event, isn't it?
Oh, it's certainly living up to the name. And, you know, you saw a really high pace for guys in a 5-minute round. You know, I mean, there was constant action. And you know, Travis looks more tired, but you wouldn't guess that from the way he's moving.
No, it moves beautifully, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, I mean, Anthony Wilson is constantly moving, constantly throwing. He's fluid. But, you know, Travis is obviously in really good shape here because he kept the pace. Despite breathing heavy, he kept that pace up, and he kept doing what he was trying to do.
So we've said it 100 times tonight, but here we go again. A really tough fight to call so far.
Very, very. You know, I think that round, that goes to Anthony Wilson. He did a lot more damage. He got out of the way. But the ref is calling time.
You know what? I forgot about the standing 8 in the first round.
Right.
Though.
You know, the standing, well, so much has happened since then.
Yeah, 5-minute round.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, and this is one of the things, you know, in professional Muay Thai and kickboxing, you're doing a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
But when you do Boonchu Cup, it's a professional Muay Thai fight with small gloves in a 5-minute round. I mean, that's a lot of different exchanges. That's a lot of different things that are happening.
But I almost think, having seen Anthony Wilson fight a bit, this Boonchu was made for Anthony Wilson and how he likes to fight.
He is a violent stand-up fighter.
And I imagine, I don't know Malcolm Travis as well, but I imagine Malcolm's feeling pretty much at home as well.
Nice counter right hook.
Look at that right hook.
Well, I don't know if you guys mentioned it earlier, but this is Wilson trying to avenge an earlier loss to Travis. So he's doing a good job so far. But he's also had quite a few fights since that loss. So
You were in the cage, Charles and I were talking about Anthony Wilson's last fight as a big left goes over the top. Another promotion, Fight of the Year candidate for me against a jiu-jitsu stylist named Shane Snyder. It was fantastic.
And here we go, right back to where Malcolm wanted to fight.
Yep.
guys, they just moved the entire cage about 3 inches.
Travis doing a good job mixing in some of those knees, isn't he? Uppercut, 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 knee.
Yeah, he's making the fight ugly, and that's where he's having the most success. You know, Anthony has to be really cognizant of avoiding this situation. Ooh. And he does it with that movement. Ooh. Excellent left hook circle.
Big hooks. Makes me a little nervous.
Oh.
Big left hand.
Where Travis puts his lead hand when he throws that rear kick.
Well, his hands are a little too low for how many shots he's taken, but, I mean, he is going for it.
And here we are, right back where Travis is doing his most damage.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, he's able to push it right back. You know, as soon as the ref breaks that up, Anthony Wilson has got to get out of there. do whatever he can because
yeah, he just got put right back by very tactically, I thought, by Malcolm Travis.
Right, and
again,
that's where he's having the most success when it's not against the cage.
Yep.
You got to hand it to both of these guys in great shape. They got a crazy pace going this entire fight.
They haven't let up. You know, these are two guys who want it. They really want it. And, you know, Malcolm Travis, he's really taking advantage of the fact that Anthony Wilson is a little bit more tired than he is, and he's turning this into his fight. He's taking a lot more damage. He's taking a lot more hard shots, but he's dictating where the fight goes a lot of the time.
He's certainly winning this round so far.
And Anthony Wilson's corner is calling for that left hook, right uppercut.
Ooh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Travis looks hurt to me. He got caught by a big shot by Anthony Wilson.
At some point, if you're these two fighters, don't you look at the other guy and go, what are you still doing here after what I've hit you with?
Right.
You know, Anthony Wilson did look frustrated there. He was like, well, what do I have to hit this guy with? He's already thrown everything but the kitchen sink.
Does anyone have an anvil or a shovel?
I think he's going to try to get the kitchen sink.
Yep.
Now, he threw the check hook, but he wasn't quite able to circle out all the way until Malcolm Travis was able to put his back against the cage.
Now, think about this fight in a ring as opposed to a cage, where perhaps Travis would not be able to keep, I mean, in a corner certainly against the turnbuckle, but perhaps not as easily against the ropes.
Yeah.
Give Anthony Wilson a little more way out.
That's a good point.
But, of course, we're not in the ropes.
Yeah.
We're in the cage.
You know, and this is kind of the in-between, right? You know, Anthony Wilson has the boxing advantage. He has the striking advantage.
Ooh.
And Travis has the MMA advantage, which is what you're seeing when it's against the cage. Big left hand to the body. Went high. It was almost there. That's when you see more of from Wilson. He wants to finish this.
Yeah,
Level change and set up the big shot.
We're not looking for a decision here. Both these guys are wanting a knockout.
The anticipation and the defense of Wilson is really impressive. And here we go again. Speaking of impressive, Travis putting this fight right back where he wants it.
You know, and it's hard to see. Wilson's sneaking in some of these uppercuts now. So even though he's tired, it looks like Travis is slowing his pace just a little bit. Even though he's forcing him against the cage, he's not doing enough to prevent Wilson from throwing those quick
Wilson
little shots.
getting little windows.
Yes, thank you. You know, Wilson has those little windows.
I am just in awe of Travis's conditioning.
Yeah.
Relentless.
Yeah, and he's got his nose busted wide open. He can't breathe through his nose, obviously. Incredible pace by both fighters. Not a boring second of this fight.
No.
Wow. Goodness gracious. These referees are earning their money tonight. These judges, I mean.
Everybody's still throwing.
Wow.
Everybody's still throwing bombs.
So what just happened right now was the ref called timeout. He wants the doctor to check Malcolm Travis. Typically this is done after the round, before the next round starts. However, it was important that he got to see him fresh. There's one more round after this, and he doesn't want Malcolm going out there after his camp, you know, doctors him up, puts some Vaseline on and protects him. But it looks like he's waving it forward, and we're going to go ahead and get into this third and final round.
So Dr. Tran had a close look and said, no, he can go. Plus, Dr. Tran is he's an experienced fight doctor, so he's looking at that going, may play into his opinion when you go, okay, his corner's going to get a look at this.
I'll tell you what, Malcolm Travis is going to freak the guys out at the office on Monday morning when he walks in.
He will.
He's not even going to look the same.
Let's give some props to Ruben Burgos, who's a cut man tonight. He's got his work cut out for him right now for this last round.
Absolutely. Hey, and how about, I know we've said it a couple times already, but how about, once again, Brooks Miller putting together a great fight card tonight? I am, like I said, it might be the luck of you guys, but this is the most fun that I think I've had at a CageZilla event.
I will take what credit I can get. But if you're Joe Silva, I forget which fighter it was, described Joe Silva's job as like playing with action figures. Like, let's get, you know, I got my Matt Hughes action figure and my BJ Penn action figure. Yeah, let's have them go. Amateur matchmaking is a particular cat herding art, as you guys both know. And yeah, I echo exactly what you said. Beautiful job.
A couple important things just happened here. They spent extra time trying to get the blood off the mats, and they stopped the fight before the middle of the round to have the doctor check on Malcolm. This is going to give both guys a much-needed extra break.
Nice long break, fill up those lungs. Lactic acid maybe drains away a little more. Both fighters seem to have a little bit more spring in their step.
Here we go. Crazy pace.
Good movement by Wilson. And there you go. Malcolm doing what he needs to do to get this fight in his area.
No range-finding jabs, no, soften him up punches, no feints, just haymakers all over the place.
Yeah.
As soon as the ref breaks it up, Malcolm is all over because he knows that's where he's having the success.
Yeah,
big knees there. They're being blocked, but those still hurt.
Yeah, very smart fight by Malcolm Travis to keep getting this back here. Anthony Wilson trying to get some power into those punches.
So this is what I was talking about. Every time Travis throws a knee, right in between, you see Wilson throw a body shot.
Yep, but they are arm punches. There's no legs in them. Wilson's lower body, very powerful. And, of course, to get a lot of power into those uppercuts and those hooks, you got to twist your hips. You got to get your hips involved in your punches. And up against the cage, Wilson can't do that.
No, gentlemen, both points were really quite excellent, and that's what we're seeing here. When Anthony Wilson's back against the cage, he is active, he is still countering, but they don't have the zip they have on him when he's right here, moving around, circling, getting out of the way.
Yeah, you've touched on it a lot, Charles. He's got to get his back off the cage.
Travis doing his python routine again and just squeezing Anthony Wilson against that fence.
Well, Chris, one of the things we're seeing here is that when Wilson throws the punches and he has the exchanges, he's not moving out of the way the same as he was earlier.
Right.
He still does sometimes get himself away from the back of the cage, especially after the breaks. He'll throw the hook, check, and move. But now when he exchanges and he throws his punches, he's not getting out of the way of the big clinch and Malcolm pushing him up against the cage. He's got to keep moving. Yeah. After the punch, he's got to get out of there.
And it's kind of like we touched on earlier in one of the MMA bouts where I said it's hard to win a fight off your back. It's hard to win a stand-up fight when your back's against the cage. In the eyes of the judges, even if you're punching and doing a lot of damage, you look like you're losing the fight.
Absolutely.
Yep. But here's the thing. If round one is a 10-8 round, do we have a draw here potentially coming up? And then we get to see these guys again?
It depends on the judge, because if you value forward pressure and control, you have to understand that Malcolm Travis has done, for the majority of the second round and all of this round so far, he's dictated the fight.
Exactly.
Now, there was a couple times in the last round where Wilson hit a lot of hard shots, but that might not be enough to sway the judges at this point.
Yeah, his back has been up against that cage for the majority of the later rounds here.
And if Wilson could just kind of C-step or cut an angle or slide left or right.
There you go. Oh.
He used it, almost punched his way out. Yep. Malcolm Travis doing a beautiful job of imposing his will and his tactical overlay on this fight.
Pushes him right back up against the cage.
Now, it's hard to see on the broadcast, but Malcolm Travis, as he forces the fight against the cage, his coaches from Beta Academy are literally throwing elbows against their forearms and showing him exactly what he needs to do. And while the fight's over there, he has the advantage of hearing them and seeing them much more clearly.
Nothing like being close to your corner. Not always real helpful in the amateur ranks. I did hear one corner when their fighter was in a very tough position about to get submitted. Their advice was, and I quote, "Get out of it."
Well, sometimes there's chemistry, and if you don't have it, it makes it a little bit more frustrating. You have to know how to talk to each fighter, and everybody's different. But it seems like Malcolm Travis has it with Beta Academy because they are telling him what to do, and he's listening. And right now, he's controlling the fight, and he looks like the better man right now. He looks like he's fresher. He's doing a lot more, and he's not letting Anthony Wilson do what he wants to do, which is land those hard shots, dance around the outside, and counter.
And he has consistently pushed the pace in this fight. He has dictated the fight.
Yeah, Anthony Wilson just can't cut an angle. Can't
Well,
use his quickness to get out of the way.
The weird thing about it is he's getting pushed up against the cage, and he's not even trying to escape. He's just happy to sit there and throw those body shots that aren't doing a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah. But, boy, what a fight these two guys gave.
Great fight.
Wow.
Now, Wilson got the knockdown in the first round. If that's a 10-8 round and we give the last 2 rounds to Malcolm Travis.
Crazy. Crazy. The judges are earning their money tonight.
Poor Becca, the ring girl, was trying to step over the blood drops, I think.
Yeah, they might not want to get too close to these two fighters.
There's Dr. Tran having another look at Malcolm Travis. Chris is on his way to the cage to get the decision. And what a night here at CageZilla 43. Oh my goodness.
Very impressive. I mean, this was the fight to finish with. And, you know, both guys really, with their individual skills, they showed how good they are. You know, Anthony Wilson's head movement, his power, his countering is top-notch, and Malcolm Travis's chin and determination, conditioning, and his clinch work was very high level, and it stopped Anthony Wilson from running away with this fight.
Changed the whole game. His game plan took over the match.
You know, what really the second round is what's going to dictate the win. You know, in the second round, Anthony Wilson landed some hard shots. He was still moving with the freshness that he had in the first round. And, you know, the first round was a 10-8. The second round really is going to decide if this is a draw or if Anthony Wilson's going to walk away with it. Malcolm Travis's left eye is completely shut.
It is closed.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for both these fighters, both worthy of the main event. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for decision. Judge A scores the bout 28-27. Judge B scores the fight 27-29. And Judge C scores the fight 29-28 for your winner by split decision. Out of the red corner, Malcolm Travis!
Charles, the pressure, the game plan, not letting Wilson get loose was just enough, including the knockdown in the first round, to get that Boonchu strap around Malcolm Travis.
With the Boonchu title,
yeah,
it's our friends from the National Rifle Association.
That's another split decision win, and let me tell you what, man. I mean, the heart, determination, and toughness of Malcolm Travis is really impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for coming out to CageZilla 43 right here at the Silver Eagle Group in beautiful Ashburn, Virginia. Don't forget, coming up right now, it's our official CageZilla after party and UFC viewing party taking place at the Tilted Kilt in Dulles Town Center.